Okay, so let's start with this joke of a debate. Like honestly, uh, in my opinion,
Yeah.
why I think the Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 can beat Broly
Hmm.
is just that uh, he has like feet, or let's say, how should I say? Goku in GT has like a feat. Saiyan Scholar, if you know him, if you know Saiyan Scholar, have made a video about these feats.
Hmm. What are you talking about? What feats does he show? Okay, that are better than like Broly.
Uh, see, Broly
Yeah.
in Dragon Ball in the movie
Yeah.
hasn't destroyed everything in the southern quadrant
How so?
because I did some research
Yeah.
and got that new planet Vegeta, which
Hmm.
has happened to be in the southern quadrant.
Okay, can you prove that planet Vegeta, a new planet Vegeta, was located in the South Quadrant? Show me scans of that.
I'm gonna send you a screenshot.
Okay, send me in the scans chat. Um, send me your evidence there. I'd like to see that.
I don't know if Dragon Ball Z fandom that page if it is a reliable source, but
No, it's
I
not.
thought,
You're appealing to
oh,
authority. That's a fan Instagram page. You cannot use that as evidence.
it's not
That's
from
false.
Instagram. It's a website.
Okay, what
Pro,
what
that's a,
website is that?
I also saw a couple of posts that saying that New Planet Vegeta was
Okay,
in
I don't
Southern Quadrant.
I don't think you know how authority in debates work. So when you use something as an authority to prove your argument, it needs to be an official source or something that is tied in or actually relates directly to like the the original source material. In this case, the original source material is Dragon Ball Z Movie 8, which is the Broly movie.
Yeah,
You are telling me that you saw some random ass website or some random ass person.
couple of them. See, I don't. I am a type of person who doesn't. If I see something, I do not put it. Oh, this. I have to research more on it.
Well, but you
You know
have
what?
to if you want to make an actually valid argument, because what you're doing right now is a fallacy called an appeal to authority, which is when you give, as the name indicates, when you give authority to someone who does not have a valid verdict on the matter. Like,
Yeah.
let's say I make the claim, right, that Saiyan Arc Vegeta, right, is stronger than fucking the Doria from the Freeze arc, right? And the reason as to why
Yeah.
I make this claim is because a random fucking Instagram page, let's say DBZ Society or something like that, said that in the post.
Let's.
That's not evidence. That's me appealing to a guy who has nothing to do with the plot. Like,
The
that's not how it
problem
works.
is
What?
the problem is I really do. I'm trying to see where. I'm trying to know where is this new planet Vegeta where is because
Okay, I'm gonna
fine.
make I'm gonna give you like some sort of reasoning as to why I think New Planet Vegeta would be around like the North Quadrant rather than actually like in the South Quadrant. And the reason for this is because the main premise as to why North Kai asks Goku to research about the destruction of the South Quadrant is because he's worried that his North Quadrant may come next. And we also have like
Yeah.
no prior evidence that new planet Vegeta is located in the South Quadrant, especially since that would be incoherent with what we see in the movie, which is like the first 6 seconds
Right.
literally Broly destroying
Like
the entire
how
console.
should I tell you?
Yeah.
See, it's kind of like a gap that it's kind of like an unknown gap you can say. Like
What do you
if
mean?
it's here, we don't know. We have to know from we have
Yeah,
to know
okay.
from
And because we don't
Koyama
know,
or
all right. So, but Immortal, think with me, right? We do not know where New Planet Vegeta comes from unless we make assumptions. However, what we do know
Yeah.
is in the beginning of the movie, the South Quadrant was indeed destroyed. So if the South Quadrant was completely annihilated, how would New Planet Vegeta be in the North or be in the South Quadrant? That would be incoherent with what the narrative literally shows us in the first 6 seconds of the movie.
Yeah. But also there are some fans who say that say that he destroyed it with one shot without knowing it. He might have probably made a couple of how should I, a couple of attacks and then destroyed the South Quadrant.
But we have no evidence of that. That is actually like a baseless assumption, because what we see in
That's
the
the
movie,
problem.
but what we see in the movie factually is that it's an attack that is spreading through the quadrant and destroys all of it. There's no evidence that it will be over time unless you can actually show me proof of that.
Yeah. But see, I'll tell you something.
Hmm.
GT Goku in base handled two Super Saiyan, two Super Saiyan adults.
Yeah.
He handled both of them in base.
Okay.
He handled both of them in base.
Yeah. All right. That's fine.
And
But
also,
oh
not
yeah.
only that, but they were powered up by Baby.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about when Goku faced off against Goten and Trunks. Um.
Goten and Gohan.
Yeah, Goten and Gohan. Sorry. Yeah. Sure. I remember
Yeah.
that scene. However, just because you're two Super Saiyans, you'd still have to. Because I don't know if you know how Super Saiyan forms work. The way Super Saiyan
Yeah.
forms work is that they multiply your base power. For example,
I know. I
yeah.
know. It's 50 times base.
So
You can
let's say sure, Goku faces off against two Super Saiyan ones in base. That's fine. You would still have to quantify how strong their base form would be to actually know the difference in strength between them
Yeah.
and Broly, because you're not showing any evidence as to how these two Super Saiyan ones are actually stronger than Broly. You're just saying, oh yeah, Goku faced off against two Super Saiyan ones. Okay, that's meaningless. You'd have to quantify how strong they
Yeah.
are.
They were actually stated in a lot of people were actually saying that
Hmm.
um Gohan in GT, although he lightly trained, he kept his training like for 10 years, you can say.
Yeah, I know. The GT Perfect Files does state that Gohan kept training. However, you're still not mentioning a quantification for Gohan's power. That would simply just mean that Gohan would be stronger than his Buar
Yeah.
counterpart, but you'd have to prove that his Buar counterpart is stronger than Broly to begin with.
It's kind of the problem, but you can say, like, in Dragon Ball Super, I don't know for how many he trained, and somehow he's Super Saiyan Blue level.
Well, yeah, but that's Dragon Ball Super. I don't know what that has to do with Z. With GT, I
Kind
mean.
of, like, see, sometimes a couple of things doesn't really make sense.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
I agree with you, but again, that's not an argument. You're still not proving how that means that GT Goku is stronger than Broly or Gogeta is stronger than Broly. Like, sure, I understand Dragon Ball does have a lot of things that they could have explained or explored a bit better, but I mean, I don't think we're here to discuss about the quality of the plot of Dragon Ball. We're here to discuss about the scaling, and what I want to know is how do you prove that Gohan from GT is stronger than Broly? Because that seems to be the
okay.
argument that you're trying to make.
Koyama in Chakao Koyama in the 2006 interview
Yeah.
said that even in even in the TV series,
Yes.
he no one faces Broly,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
No one faces him,
Yes.
and he said that after the Broly movie, he made him appear 3 times because it was hard for him to
To come up with a
bring
stronger
someone
antagonist.
stronger than
Yes.
Broly.
Yes.
Yeah. But after the Broly movie, that came Janemba in movie 12.
Yes. But where
By Koyama's logic, there will be no movie. There will be no movie
no,
if
no, no, that's not what he says. He says that
no, no,
he was
not
facing trouble coming up with someone as strong as Broly. He made him appear 3 times, but he never mentions that Janemba is stronger than Broly. In fact, I can even give
No.
you a 2013 a 2013 statement by Koyama himself, where he literally goes on to state that the only person who reduced Broly to a pushover was Beerus from movie 14, and Broly was the strongest. I can send you that. Uh,
Yeah. But also, let's not forget that Koyama has had no involvement in GT at all.
okay. The argument for that not really like debunking the fact that Koyama still has some
Yeah.
verdicts on GT scaling, is because I think that we can both agree that GT is a direct sequel to the Dragon Ball Z anime,
Yes.
and
But
Koyama
see,
literally wrote the Dragon Ball Z anime. He's the chief writer of it.
yeah, like the
Yeah.
manga is Akira Toriyama and the anime is
It.
Koyama.
Yes.
But see, how should I
I
say?
sent you the link of the 2013 interview. You can check it out. It's not really an interview. It's more so
Yeah.
like a note. He specifically goes on to state that like oh wait, I don't know if this is the I don't know if this is the correct one. Hold up.
It's just that sometimes how, I wish like people
Yeah,
were
this is
just relaxed like you, were just relaxed like you in talking about and debunking and this kind of stuff. Because literally everyone I met that says Broly is stronger than Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta goes nuts on me. Literally.
I mean, um I mean the main reason for that is because me and other content creators have been trying to spread this information for the longest of times. And the GT, what I'd like to call the GT community, technically it's still Dragon Ball community, but whatever, the the
Yeah.
GT fans, right? They get really mad when somebody says that like someone is stronger than GT, and they are actually the ones who start with the toxicity. So it's more so like
Honestly,
the reason as to why they like receive GT people who say that Broly is weaker than them like that is due to the fact that
yeah.
GT people are actually the first ones to have that sort of behavior when people propose
Yeah.
this meta, and it just becomes like an action reaction thingy, right? Where people,
To be
yeah,
to be honest with you, to be honest with you,
uh-huh.
I think uh Super Saiyan Blue with Kaioken
Hmm.
can beat Super Saiyan 4. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
Let's not mention Ultra Instinct because technically they may be on the same level, maybe. But I would give the win to Super Saiyan Blue.
Okay, we can debate that later about like Super
Yeah.
Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan Blue, but I'd like to like wrap up this debate first about like Broly.
Yeah.
What other doubts or refutations do you have of Broly scaling above GT?
In when Vegeta and Goku
Yeah.
first fused Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta,
Hmm.
he stated, I think,
Yes.
I'm not really sure right now, but I think he stated that he could beat Omega Shenron with one finger.
Yeah, that's true. I do agree.
Yeah, and Omega Shenron
Hmm.
was literally tanking two Super Saiyan 4s.
Yeah.
Even after the fusion,
Yes.
he tanked two Super Saiyan
Yes, I
4s.
know. He
And
scales
let's not
above
mention
Goku and
the perfect
Vegeta fighting
file.
together. Yes.
And let's not mention in the perfect file, it says that Super Saiyan 4 is like how it's kind of like a potential unlock for the Saiyans.
No, it's never said like that.
I
They
don't
say
know,
that Super
but
Saiyan 4
I
is the
want
strongest Super Saiyan 4 is the strongest Super Saiyan form.
I'm not really sure about that. The last statement I said, but it didn't say anything about multipliers.
Well, yeah, they never mention a official Super Saiyan 4 multiplier, but they do mention at that time it was the strongest Super Saiyan form, but that still does not mean that Goku and Vegeta at Super Saiyan 4 would be stronger than Broly. Uh nor would that prove that Omega is. You'd have to prove that Omega is stronger than Broly to begin with, and that Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta would also be stronger than Broly
Okay.
to make that assertion.
Omega Shenron was see uh I really I'm kind of how should
Okay, let's say
I
let
don't I'm really not sure about this, but
yeah.
it said from Omega Shenron's dark energy
Yes.
can kind of destroy everything in the universe,
Yes, it was gonna
or
destroy the entire macrocosm. Yes.
yeah,
Okay, but let me tell you something. The fact
yeah.
that Omega can perform feats on a universal to low multiversal level, whatever you want to scale it to, that was simply just upscale Broly, because he still stated stronger than Omega.
Wait, wait. When was it really stated?
Well, the fact that Koyama in 2006, after GT stopped airing, GT, which directly follows the narrative he created, thus him having a verdict on it, uh, Koyama
But
little.
I'm really see. I'm really not that sure. I'm really not that sure if he meant Z, if he meant all of Z or
Well,
all of Z and GT. That's
okay,
the problem. He
okay, no,
didn't
no, no.
state. Oh,
It actually is. You can actually make the argument that it is referring to GT, and the reason for this is because he says even in the TV anime, or the TV series, this means that he's including the entirety of the Dragon Ball series that aired on TV, and we know GT stopped airing in 1997, with that statement
yeah,
being made in 2006, remade in 2013, and even Geekdom made another interview with Koyama on Twitter, as to which Koyama was still sticking by his word in 2020, this year, where he legitimately even states that Broly was the strongest character he has worked in. And yeah, I mean, we have three statements which show consistency on
yeah,
Koyama thinking Broly is the strongest in his narrative. So,
yeah.
and we have no
But that's like
contradictions of that.
But that's like, don't forget that Broly in the DBZ Broly movie, by every passing second, gets stronger. Like
Well,
the
yeah, and how's
like
that?
see, every passing second he gets literally stronger.
Okay, that's
But I want to tell you something.
what?
A powered up Super Saiyan Goku, a damaged
Yeah,
but powered up Super Saiyan Goku
yes,
can beat Buhan, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super
yes,
Saiyan
he
4
can.
Goku,
Yeah,
baby.
he can.
I mean, like, is that it's that boost? The boost is that big?
Yes,
Is
it
that
is. So the reason as to why you're making this reaction is because you're only looking at this Goku by the fact that he's just a mere Super Saiyan. But we already established in the beginning of the debate how a form does not inherently mean you're stronger than the other person. Base power
I
levels
know,
are also important. Now,
I know,
yeah, okay,
because like, see, for example, let's just say Goku was on Namek, his power level was 500,000, and he got Super Saiyan. He wouldn't
yes,
be able to beat Frieza. I get your point.
yes, and
I
that's
really
exactly
get your
what happens here. Goku in the Broly movie, we simply have to assume that he has a higher base power level than any of these people, and that base power level is enough for him to, as a Super Saiyan and as and with key amps, actually stronger than Gogeta, because that's literally what we have to assert based on Broly scaling, and that would be the less contradictory interpretation that we can take, especially since Koyama himself even goes as far as to state the only way for you to beat Broly is to rely on unorthodox methods, referring to the people he has worked on the people that are in his narrative, the narrative that he created. So, and you know, the
yeah,
way every time a character in the three Broly movies actually beat Broly would always be relying on an unorthodox way. They never beat him with their own strength. They beat him by getting amped in some way or just leading Broly to a disadvantage.
I agree with you.
Okay, so do you agree with the notion that Broly is stronger than
I'm
Gogeta
still
via evidence?
not really like see. I'm still really not to that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Okay.
Like because it's kind of not getting into me, you know.
I'm
Because how on how on earth did like you create? It's not really logical to create. For example, let's just say the movie 12 Janemba.
yeah.
Let's just say Super Janemba.
Yes.
It's kind of not getting into me that he would be strong, that he would be weaker than Broly.
I mean, but
And
that
let's just
see, I
say,
I get that. When I was getting into power scaling, I also thought the same thing that you did. Especially when I found these statements, I also thought the same way. However, even that, just because we just can't believe something, it doesn't inherently mean that it's wrong. That would be appealing to our incredulity. And I mean, I think the main issue is that you're looking at Broly and you're just making the same assertions every single normal Dragon Ball
yeah,
fan would, which is he's fighting against characters who are mere Super Saiyans, and the movie is happening somewhere in between, like the Cell arc, and a lot of people make these assertions, and that's
yeah.
why it just doesn't get to them. Well, just think of it as that.
But
Toriyama specifically stated in Daizenshu 6 that the movies are just
yeah,
different continuities from the canon. So when you
mm,
scale a movie, instead of actually trying to project the canon into the movie, disregard everything you know from the canon, every event that you've seen from the canon, and just focus on what the movie itself shows you and what the statements about the movie say. Like, that's the best way for
yeah,
you to actually come to a logical conclusion that Broly can indeed be stronger than these characters.
yeah.
Anyways, do you have like anything else, or do you just want to do you want to actually like discuss the whole Dragon Ball Super
Actually,
GT?
I actually still want to explain about how you gonna say. I'll just explain another thing that because I'm literally getting like uh, like super like Broly,
Yeah.
just like kind of you can say c confusing. Like I don't know how he even works.
Well,
Like, it's just like that.
what do you
Uh,
not know how he works?
it's just like it was like stated that he just destroyed the South Quadrant, but
Yeah.
somehow it's also stated that he is universal strongest. Now I'm confused between two things.
I mean,
Now,
do you agree that that the strongest character, like, do you agree that for example, universe level characters can destroy a galaxy?
yeah, of
Yeah.
course,
Okay. Now, do you agree that universe characters can destroy multiple galaxies?
of course,
Okay.
but the
Hold up.
problem
Hold up.
is
Hold up. Hold up.
before.
Before you start, let me just make this assertion,
Okay,
right? So, I'm guessing that you and me both scale GT to like the universal, low multiverse levels, whatever, right? Because they do show power like that. I mean, Omega going to destroy the entire universe 7, things like that, yada yada yada. Okay, so and we have statements for Broly being stronger than Omega. And we have a feat of Broly destroying an entire quadrant with multiple galaxies. Now, what
yeah,
we can assert from this is that there would be nothing contradictory here, because if Broly were to be a universe buster, him destroying quadrants would not contradict his scaling. It would simply just be a feat that he can do. That's like me saying, um, Kid Buu, who is shown being able to bust galaxies and things of the sort, destroying a planet would make him planet level. Like, that's not how it works. We know that Kid Buu because he has powers to destroy galaxies, multi galaxies, perhaps even universes,
Yeah.
can destroy a
Yeah.
planet. So, it would simply just be one of the things like we cannot really assert this Broly would be at full power when he did this, especially since we have evidence that he can scale way above that.
Yeah. But let's just like say,
Mhm.
let's just like say it's just like what people say, like you should take the movies to like its own story. You can say
Yes, yes, definitely.
like it's its own story, like different scaling, different
Yeah.
anything
The only
other
thing
than
I
that.
would say it's equal is the cosmology, meaning the way the universe
Yeah.
is made, and also of course the way mechanics like power mechanics work, like the way ki
Yeah.
works. The character's arsenal might be the same, like Goku having a Kamehameha, of course, or instant transmission, those basic things, right? But as for the rest, the way characters scale to each other and the way characters just scale in general would simply be different.
Hmm.
So I guess that you already understand where we're coming from when we say like Broly is stronger
Yeah.
than GT because yeah, okay. I know it's gonna take you some time to actually prove it, but I do suggest that you either like do a little bit more research this time, not looking for what people think
Yeah.
on the internet, because we even have people on the internet who think Broly is weaker than Cell. So
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
want to get
I
into
can see
that.
that. I can see that. See,
Yeah.
uh, how should I tell you? Cell was, I think he's actually weaker, like really way weaker than Broly.
Yeah.
Why? Because Super Perfect Cell was stated to destroy a solar system,
Yeah.
which is literally nowhere near Broly's feet.
Basically. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, the difference between destroying a solar system and an entire amalgamation of galaxies is just like
it's like the difference between a car and a plane.
even bigger. It's like several orders of
Yeah,
magnitude. It's